Hi guys, welcome back. I'm sam-witteveen, and in this lesson we're going to be looking at market leadership and working out who are the competitors in your market. So let's get started.
So the first thing you need to understand that good market leadership is about being all over the market. You need to know what's going on in every area of the market as much as possible. The more that you know about who's doing what, who's selling what, all those sorts of things are going to put you in a position to win. See, you can't win if you don't know who your competitors are. So one of the big things you're going to realize is that doing the right research is going to help you to put you in the right position to work out who are the current market leaders and then how you can position yourself to become a market leader yourself. So often this is not going to be just looking for competitors, but it's also going to be looking for people that perhaps you can sort of make alliances with or chat to over Twitter, all those kinds of things. But the key thing to understand is that you need to know what's going on in the market. So let's jump in and look at some of the key things that we're looking for. So there are three main things that you're looking for. The first one is who's actually ranking, and we're going to be using Google to look at this. So we need to know who's actually, who does Google perceive as being a market leader in this sort of thing. So that's the first thing you want to look for. Second thing you want to look for is, okay, who's selling stuff, right? What are people selling? Who are they? Who's advertising in the niche. The more that we know of this kind of things, the more that we're positioning ourselves to be able to reach out to the market leaders and also to be able to later on monetize our blog or our site by looking at what ways are other people monetizing this market already. The third thing is who's publishing content and what type of content. So one of the big things about being a market leader is that you're going to have to publish content. You need to get things out there. And it's great for you to know ahead of time who actually is already publishing in that market and what sort of content are they doing. Do they just have a normal blog or are they making videos for YouTube? All the things that you can find out like this are going to help you to understand what's already going on in the market and position yourself to move forward. So let's jump into Google and take a look. Okay, so here we are. And for this example, I'm going to use the phrase of one of Ed's favorite cameras. And here we can see we've got a whole bunch of results coming up. And we've got different kinds of results as well. You notice we've got our typical sort of organic results in this area. We've got our AdWords result or paid advertising over here. And then we've also got some Google shopping results of where Google's found, obviously this camera on sale at different places. So let's take a look at them. Well, first thing is that if we were trying to sell something in this market, it's a good sign to see a lot of ads because that shows us that people are making money in that, in this particular niche. If you type in your phrase and you don't see any ads at all, that will not be a good sign. So you want to really look at, okay, are people advertising stuff and what is it that they're selling? So the first thing we can see is that generally we've got Amazon advertising here. All right, now Amazon's quite good because we know that they've got an affiliate program, so we could definitely link to that from our site and try and sell it there. And with a pretty high-priced camera like this, it might be, that might be worth doing. What else is there? We've got over here, we've got Dale Photo and Digital. Now, I wonder, could that be Mr. Ed Dale himself? Probably not, but let's just go and have a look at it. Okay, so we can see that this site basically is selling the camera. It looks like they sell, other items as well. And it seems to be a general camera store or selling photo and sort of camera equipment, etc. Let's go back here. Now, one of the ones, so if we look here, we see that we've got Leica's main site. We've got Amazon. Now, here's some interesting stuff. We've got an article by Forbes. So let's open that one up and see what we've got. Okay, so we can see here that we've got an article all about this particular camera. Now, this could be something that's really useful because we might want to quote some of this info when we're writing an article or when we're producing some content ourselves. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually just clip this URL so I can come back to it later on. Now, I'm using Evernote to do this. And it's very simple. I just come over. I've got the Evernote extension for Chrome installed. I just click this, and I can choose what is it that I'm going to clip. Am I going to clip just the the article part? Well, actually, I'm going to just clip the URL for now. So I've done that, and I just clip. I'm going to put a tag here of good info for article, and click the URL. And there, now it's in Evernote. Okay, let me come back to Google and let's see what else we've got here. So we've got that. Now we've got another review here. So this also could be something that's really useful. So let's look at that one. Okay, so this looks like, just from the name Ken Rockwell, it seems that this guy, reviews a lot of camera equipment, or certainly knows a lot about it. He's written a very, very extensive review here. So this is something where we could get a lot of facts and information, so it's certainly worth clipping. Let's see, has he actually monetized it in any way? I don't see any ads here. So let's scroll down to the bottom. And when you find these things, you want to be also looking, don't forget, for places that you might want to use to make a blog comment back to your site, something like that. Okay, now he doesn't have blog comments, but it's interesting how he's monetized it. He's actually just set up sort of like a monthly donation that people can make to his site. It's an interesting way of monetizing something. So let's just click that and clip it into our okay. So we've clipped that one. We come back to Google. We can see again there's more reviews, so we'd probably go through each one of these. We would then also look, we can see Flickr. So there's actually a whole bunch of pictures obviously that have been uploaded by this. And again, another preview review. Now, if I was going to go through this, I'd go through every one of these sites and look to see what actually is there. Because you can see there are a number of different reviews there. Let's have a quick look at the ads. We can see, obviously, we looked at, most of them seem to be photography shops. So if we were looking for some sort of affiliate program, to help these people sell their stuff and get a commission, this is something we could do. Let's see, eBay. Okay, so this is what is being sold on eBay. Now, as we would expect, they're selling the camera itself. But are there anything else being sold? Okay, we can see some accessories. Here's something interesting. A sort of sticker skin for an iPhone. Now, sometimes small things like this will sell actually a lot better on your sites than trying to sell, a really expensive product. So that might be something that we definitely look into and check out. So I'm just going to make a clip of that. And I'm just going to clip the selection and add it in there to Evernote. And we can see that, there's some guides being for sale. So that might tell us that it's worth going to Amazon and looking for books that maybe we can then be an affiliate for to sell later on. Definitely things are being sold in this market. So we know that it's a market that's worth, going into. We can also see, that there are lots of actually advertisers here as well. We've got quite a few advertisers on our right side. Let me show you something else that you want to be looking out for. It's actually not on the front page in this one, but this is something new by Google, which is basically where they attribute an author to a certain post. Now, here's the interesting thing: is in often for something like this, you want to be looking at, okay, who's this author, and see, hey, do they write a lot of articles about this subject? Are they someone who's on top of this? Are they one of the market leaders? So we definitely, come in here and we could click on their name rather than just the article and see what comes up. So there we can see, look, this guy's Google Plus account, and we could perhaps follow him if we wanted to. Okay, so as well as searching normal Google, you also want to take a look at Google Blogs, because this is where we can really find a lot about who's actually publishing in this niche. Alright, so if I come over here and just open this up. Okay, so here's someone doing a whole blog just about Leica news and rumors. It's interesting to see that they're monetizing it with ads, with a variety of different ads. And they've got a whole bunch of different articles. So that's definitely one that will add to market leaders. Now, I can go through here. We could spend quite a while just going through and looking at who are the market leaders. And often this blog search will show you who's actually writing a lot of content in this niche. So this is one of the best ways to find out who's publishing a lot, and then go and look at how they're actually monetizing their various sites. So that's the blog search. We can also then do searches for shopping, for videos, for images, again looking for people who are either selling something or people who are actually publishing content and getting things out there. So there you have it. That's pretty much how to search Google for those things. Let's have a look at some other sites. Okay, so after Google, YouTube is the second biggest search engine. So we should definitely be coming here and looking in here for our phrase as well. Okay, and sure enough, we can see there are lots of videos. In fact, there's 532 results. Now, not all of those are going to be relevant, but certainly some are. Now, what you're looking for here is you're looking for people who are making multiple videos about the same or similar topics. So we see that this digitalrev.com seems to be making a bunch of videos that relate to this. And also we can see that there's lots of sort of how-to guides here. So this is content that you can always use, that perhaps you could embed on your site, or you could even, make some comments there or reply to them. Let's have a look at this one. So I'm not actually going to watch the video, but what I want to see is actually who are these people, so that we can see, that obviously they've got quite a fair few videos, 263 videos. Is there a link to their website? Now at the moment I'm not seeing a link, but definitely what I would do here is I'd be going through, looking to who they're linking to, and then going and looking at that site. Remember, when we're looking for who's publishing content, we're not just looking for who's writing blogs or writing articles. Video is one of the fastest growing areas of content creation. So definitely YouTube is one of the places that you want to look at. The next place you want to check out is Facebook. Facebook is definitely a place where you're going to find communities, and straight away, look, we can see there's a whole bunch of different Leica things there. Now, I would go through these. Some of them are going to be official ones, but also you're going to find some groups. You'll find a whole variety of different groups that you can go in there and start commenting, start posting. Look, there's a Leica user forum there. Definitely this is a place where you'll be able to go and talk about the different issues that relate to your topic, relate to your phrase. So Facebook is somewhere you definitely should be looking for, who are the market leaders there. Okay, so the last site that we're going to look at is going to be Twitter. So what we're looking for here is for trying to find out who are the major players in the market. So we're actually looking more for people rather than specific content here. So I'm just going to come over, put our phrase in, and sometimes this is going to be a bit of a hit and miss sort of thing. Sometimes you'll find straight away that there are certain people who are worth following, worth checking out. Sometimes not. Okay, here's someone that's kind of interesting. I love my Leica. They've got quite a few followers. They're not following a lot of people. They've been listed quite a few times. So definitely this is probably going to be a market leader and someone that we can follow up with. We can also see there are some other people in here. And what you would do is make a list of these and start to follow them, and perhaps start to engage them on Twitter and engage them online. So that's pretty simple. You can just go through and look, and you're looking for people who seem to be tweeting often, tweeting about this subject, and have a following. So that sums up going through and looking for who are the market leaders and what's going on in the market. Okay, so to recap, what are the key questions that we need to go through when we're doing this? Well, one of the key questions is, what was the business model? You notice in that video we looked at different types of sites, and what was their business model? What was it that they were actually doing? Were they selling a product? Were they doing advertising? By looking at those things, you're able to establish what's going on in the market. Next big thing is, what product were they selling? At some stage, somebody's going to be selling some form of product or service. So you want to know what that is. And later on, when it comes to monetizing, then you can start looking for an affiliate, deal that they have or something like that. But at the start, you want to know just what's being sold in the market. And lastly, who's writing the content? Is it sort of crowdsourced content that's just being generated? Are there, actual authors who are, considered the experts in that niche? Who are the market authorities? So they're the key things that we're looking for. And now you need to go ahead and do this in your own niche. So don't delay. Get into Google, type in your phrase, get started straight away.